Hey, what's good, Logan? Coming at you with another video on how to solve a quadratic inequality. This is for Daniela. Thanks for asking. It's very similar to question number 30 on tonight's homework. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to set it equal to 0. So we're going to go 3x squared minus 17x. And when I say set it equal to 0, we're going to get rid of that 20. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 20 from both sides of the equation. And this gives us 3x squared minus 17x minus 20 is greater than or equal to 0. Now you want to solve it as if you were solving it if it was equal to 0. That means to think of this thing as equal, but you can leave it like this if you want. In class I said not to. Always give yourself about a few seconds to try to factor this thing. So I'm going to try to set up some factors. 3x squared, I can factor the 3x and x. That's nice. That means that's the only possibility. However, the 20 is going to be a little troublesome. We got 20 times 1. We have 10 times 2. We have 5 times 4, and that's all of them. So we're going to go ahead and factor this. To not waste time, I'm going to go straight to the one that actually works. So we know that 3x and x is going to work, so I'm going to put the 3x and x there. Now, if factoring doesn't work, then you're going to want to use a different technique. In this case, factoring does work, and it's if we put a 20 over here and a 1 here. Now, how do we check to see if it works? You know that this right here is going to give us 20x. You know this right here is going to give us 3x, and we need to subtract them. And if we subtract them, we should get 17, which we can do. We want to start off with negative because we need to end up with more negatives in the end. So we're going to start off with negatives, but we don't want too many negatives, so we want that guy to be positive to get to the negative 17. This tells us that the 20 is going to be negative, and the 1, right, from this 3x, that 1 will be positive right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this information down here. We no longer need that because now we've factored it. And this is going to set up our two equations. The first one is going to be 3x minus 20 is equal to 0. 3x minus 20 is equal to 0. And x plus 1 is equal to 0. This gives us x is equal to 20 thirds. And then x is equal to negative 1. Now the 20 thirds, we want to make sure that we understand that this is 6 and 2 thirds. I know it's a mixed number. We generally don't use mixed numbers, but it's just helpful to see what the mixed number is for graphing purposes. All right, so now that we've identified what the solutions are, we're going to set up a number line, and we're going to make sure that we partition it well. What I mean by that is that the negative 1 should be on the left side, and the 20 thirds should be on the right side. Now, the reason why I changed the 20 thirds to 6 and 2 thirds is so that I know I should pick a number bigger than 6 and 2 thirds. So I'm going to test 7. Between a negative and a positive lies the number 0. So I'm going to be testing 0 in that region over there. And then I just need to pick something less than negative 1, so negative 2. So I'm going to be testing my values into the original equation right up here. So we're going to test it into that equation. So we're just going to grab the negative 2 and plug it in. So we're going to go 3 times the negative 2 squared minus the 17 times the negative 2 is greater than or equal to 20. So I'm just using the original equation. Now I'm going to cut and paste this because why waste time writing it over and over? So I'll just copy, let's see, paste. Yeah, we'll paste it right about, okay. So we'll paste it right there. And then we'll do it again. Paste it right in here. And we're just going to plug in the number that we're asked to plug in that we want to test. So negative 2 and negative 2. And this is going to give us 3 times 4 plus 34 is greater than or equal to 20. 12 plus 34, right? So if you want to write it out, we can write it out. 12 plus 34, that's going to be 46 is greater than or equal to 20. Yes, that is true. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. We know that our solution, our critical values, or the numbers we got, our boundary points, we know that they're going to be colored in because of that line right there. So we know we're going to color in those dots. So I'm going to color in the dots right there. And then since this is true, right, 46 is greater than 20, we know that this is actually one of the shaded regions. This is one of our solutions right there. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down, all the numbers that are less than negative 1. So from negative infinity to negative 1, that is actually a solution. All right, next I'm going to test 0. So we're going to plug 0 into the problem, and that's going to give us 0 take away 0 is greater than or equal to 20. 0 is greater than or equal to 20. Never, which means this region is not a solution. Then I'm going to go ahead and test 7. So we're going to plug 7 into that inequality right there. So we get 3 times 49. 17 times 7 is 119, I believe. minus 119 is greater than or equal to 20. 70 plus 49, yeah, that seems right, 119. And then 3 times 49 is going to be 147. Take away 119 is greater than or equal to 20. 147 take away 119, oh, mental math, 28. 28 is greater than or equal to 20. So this also works. So we know that this region is going to be part of our solution as well. Since the black, the first one we did, and the purple, the next one we did, we're going to write that down as our solutions. 20 thirds, comma, positive infinity. All right, so now we can talk about how we would write the solution. There are 2 ways to write the solution. The first way is interval notation. So the interval solution set is going to be negative infinity through negative 1 union. That's the fancy way of saying the word or, essentially, in math interval set notation. And then we have 20 thirds, comma, through infinity. So that right there is how we write our answer in interval notation. If you write the word or instead of the union symbol, totally fine. Next, in set notation, what we would do is we want this set right here. These are all the numbers that are less than negative 1. So we're going to say x has to be less than or equal to negative 1, or, and then this one here is the same as saying all the numbers bigger than 20 thirds. So x has to be greater than or equal to 20 thirds. All right, those are the 2 ways to write your answers. If you have any questions, please hit me up. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys in class. Oh yes, and best of luck on PSATs, juniors. I'll see you guys soon.